Hi, this is Lynn from Captain's Mix and Magic, and we're going to cost Bram's Chocolate Crinkles. I encountered this video on YouTube and asked permission if I can make a food costing video out of it. There, see, I posted, asked the permission, and they allowed me. Of course, I'm going to tag Bram's, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to post a food costing video. So how are we going to go about computing the food cost? We will get the recipe and convert it to metric, and then create the market list. We fill out a food cost tally, then we compute the recipe cost, and with the recipe cost, we can compute the pricing. In the video, it was encouraged that you can use this recipe to sell cookies yourself. So this is a support video on how you can compute food cost and how you can price the products that you're going to make. The conversion factor I used to make the English measurement of the recipe into metric measurement is also listed. You're welcome to freeze and screenshot that frame para makita nyo rin how much is used per cup for a particular ingredient. So the recipe said it can produce 45 to 50 pieces, and I used only 45 pieces to standardize the computation. So you can freeze the frame at this point and see the equivalency per gram of a cup of a specific ingredient. So you can see the all-purpose flour is 2 cups and it is now 250 grams. And all the other ingredients that are listed are either in grams or in ml. In terms of food costing, importante na metric system yung ingredients. For one thing, it standardizes the measurement. And items that we bought are packed in grams or in ml. That way, we know how many cups or how many ml or grams are inside a packaging ng products na bibilhin mo for the recipe. I've created this market list using the prices posted in bcdelivery.com.ph. So as you can see, it's $54.75 per kilo of granulated sugar, $49.50 for 475 ml of vegetable oil. So you see how much is presented here. I have two values for the butter because sometimes we use butter and sometimes we use butter compound in our cookie recipes. You will see the Q stands for Queensland butter, the GC is Golden Crown butter compound. We got the market list, now we're going to compute the food cost. After the food cost, we will be computing the product cost, and because we have the cost, we will be able to compute the pricing. So ito yung food cost tally per gram or per ml. Paano natin nakuha yung 0.055? That's 54.75 per kilo divided by 1,000 grams. So it's 0.055. 200 divided by 500 grams, that gets you 40 centavos. 118.50 divided by 1,000 grams is 12 centavos, and that's for the baking powder. So all the rest of the ingredients, yun po yung magiging procedure to get the per gram and per ml value. Take note that we have two values for butter. One is for butter, the other is for butter compound. Dito pa lang sa tally, you will already see that the butter is twice as much as the butter compound. So, of course, we'll also see later the difference both ingredients can affect the total cost. So, in metric, nag-apply din ako ng gram value for the egg. Even though ang food cost natin is per unit per piece, we still have to identify the grams of the egg, and there is a significance as to that computation later. It will show you what the gram value of the eggs is used for. So the last two ingredients is yung powdered sugar and yung cornstarch. Now we have the food cost tally, and that is the per gram and ml value. Now we compute the product cost. Gaano karaming grams or gaano karaming ml ang nagamit sa isang recipe. And that's how we are going to compute this. That's 1375 for the 2 cups of flour. That's 0.055 times 250 grams. And then 40 centavos times 100 grams gets you the 40 pesos. So, imo-multiply mo lang yung metric quantity sa food cost per unit, and that's how you get the recipe cost. If you have questions, you can comment below. I have another video that focused on the procedures, and you can always click on that and review if something is not clear. So for the whole eggs, that's 3 pieces times 7, 21 pesos. Since kalahati ng itlog or the value of the egg is 50% yolk, 50% white, inassign kong 350 yung isang egg yolk. And now we're going to compute the total recipe cost. Since we've multiplied all of the ingredient quantity by gram and ml, makukuha natin yung total recipe cost. And here we have two values. Yung isang summation used the butter value, and yung isang summation is the butter compound value. So it's a difference of about 13 pesos per batch. And that's your product cost from the food cost. Take note that this batch is computed producing 45 pieces of cookies. Now we're going to get the total of the metric measurement ng ingredients. This is why I assigned grams sa egg, para makuha natin yung recipe yield. The 1,442.50 is the recipe in grams. Why do we need to compute this? Sometimes a portion is bigger than the planned portion. Example, imbis na 45 pieces ang gusto mong i-produce ng recipe na to, gusto mo mas malalaki yung products na magawa. So, instead of 45 pieces of cookies, ang mapoproduce lang is 20 pieces. How much ngayon ang lalabas? So, magiging iba ang value ng portion size. This way, hindi ka na rin kailangan mag-test ng isang buong recipe just to get how many pieces ang ilalabas sa bigger size. So, for the computation on this video, we use the 45 pieces, lumabas 32 grams per piece siya, which is 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons na quantity ng dough. If the price is equal to cost times 3, yung butter recipe natin that's worth 178.88 times 3, the price of the whole recipe is 536.64. You divide it by 45 pieces and that gives you 11.93 per piece. So, ito yung minimum amount of price na pwede mo siyang ibenta. And that is using the butter. Now, for the recipe that used butter compound, it's cheaper by 13 pesos. But you will see, if it's divided by 45, the price is 11.02. So, there's a difference of 91 centavos or perhaps 1 peso. The two computations is because we have two factors of product. Either a butter or a butter compound. Now, some would sell it, let's say, pag butter, 15 pesos isa, and then pag butter compound yung gamit, that's when they can sell it at 12 per piece. It's subjective, meaning you can also decide after computing, because you also have to take into consideration there are other factors that you need to spend on when you sell. Hindi pa kasama dito ang packaging. So, doon papasok yon sa magiging additional items nyo for the price. But at least, with this tally, with this just one sheet of paper, you already see how much one piece of Bram's Chocolate Crinkles cost and how much you can charge as minimum per piece. You can also use this technique in other recipes that you have. Pero importante na naka-metric measurement ang recipe nyo. For the yield, and you have it 1,442, you can be able to assess how many bigger pieces of cookies you can make. Thank you for watching.